transitioning into your coaching career, obviously the back end of your career into your coaching career, how has that been for you? Because I know a lot of people can't go into coaching because they're looking at athletes saying, "Oh, I've done something, so why can't you do it?" How have you found coaching athletes and seeing your athletes that you've coached at the highest level now? What's the transition been like for you?
Well, when I was still competing, I actually liked helping other athletes. Even when I was competing against them, I sometimes said like, "Hey, you know, your coach didn't see you. You should do that because you need help." So I was like, "Yeah." Same with my own teammates. I always help them. I told them what I saw and what I think you should try and so on. But like I said before, I've always liked coaching in general.
Hmm.
Mm.
I think if you ask me what's my dream job when you take the salary out of it, that will be coaching. I just
Okay.
love it so much that when I do it, I don't even feel like I'm working. It's just me spending time doing what I like, what's my hobby.
Hmm.
So that's the easiest thing about it. Obviously, like I said, like I told you before, it's figuring out your athlete. It's like finding ways to get them do their best. That's the hardest thing. It's not about the workout itself. It's about how much they can handle, how you have to talk to them, like in general. Like sometimes my brother makes a joke, "Oh, coaching is so easy. Just tell them to run faster, jump higher." Uh, but there's so much that goes into it. It's on paper, from the side, it might look like, yeah, coaching is nothing crazy, but things you have to go through when you're a coach, it's sometimes I feel like it's harder than being an athlete. Because if you're an
Mm.
athlete, it's all about you. You do whatever you can. When you're coaching someone, it's like sometimes you're like, let me just do it for you. It's like,
Right.
it's so easy. How can you not do it? And things like that. But you can't. There are some things you can't control. You just have to find ways how to say it, how to deliver it to them, and hope that they can actually catch it.
Mm.
Have you ever came across someone that you had to coach, but they had the wrong mentality?
Oh yeah, this happens all the time.
How did you approach it, and what did you do?
Thing I hate the most is when athlete comes and says like they want to be the best, but you can tell they do not want to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Mm.
And the best athletes are the ones that you can tell they want to get better.
Mm-hmm.
You just tell them what to do, and they just gonna grind, and they're gonna do it. They're gonna trust you, and then it's like I said, it's the easiest athlete to coach.
mm,
But the ones who start asking questions, like, not obviously questions are really good. They have to ask questions. They have to give you feedback, but it's more like trust based things. Like, oh, I think we should run more, even though you might be a jumper or whatever. It's like, uh, ideally, what you're trying to tell me is going to work against you. So you know, moments like this, you're like somewhat frustrated.
mm,
But yeah, just last year, I had a girl that really good girl, but I saw moments where I was like, you want to be great, but you don't want to do the work. And in some ways, when you get to a point like this, you're like, I don't want to really coach you. Yeah,
Mm.
Right.
I want the best for you. I want you to be happy and everything, but I can tell you always want to try to find an excuse. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah, no, that's the thing with athletics anyway. It can't be excuses. That's the one thing me personally I hate when I'm seeing. I hate when I hear excuses even on the track sometimes at the end of the race or when I'm watching events and it's the interviews after, it's why I didn't do it. I always think to myself, why are you telling us now? That's always my thing. Why are you telling us now why you didn't do it instead of before putting in the work and then doing it and then after it's okay, cool. I just wasn't at my best today. But I feel like right now in today's age anyway, what we're seeing is a lot of excuse based athletes and you know, that's my only gripe with what I see in the athletic scene to personally. I don't know what you
yeah,
feel. That's mine.
yeah. But yeah, coaching can be tougher than you think. That's too. I'm just saying this because there are a bunch of athletes who are still competing, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I want to be a coach one day." But it is way harder than even I
competing.
thought. You know,
No, I see.
Another question. How quickly can you tell if the athlete you're coaching is going to be worth your time? Could you tell that they have the wrong mentality straight away, or is it like 2 or 3 sessions?
a lot of times when an athlete comes to you first practice, it's hard to tell because they are like trying to show you something, maybe like, "Oh yeah, I'm really good athlete," but you can tell they are faking in like in a week or so. You can tell like, "Oh yeah," because sometimes you give them a workout, and when you tell them something, you like, you have to do this and this, and then when they start trying to find excuses or saying like, "Why this many? Why?" Then you already know it's gonna be not what you expected it to be
Okay.
or hoping it to be.
Yeah. So when you was an athlete, how did you manage dealing with injuries and adversity? And how did you overcome it? And how do you coach that to your new athletes now?
I guess the good thing now is that I had so many injuries that I can use it as an experience. Obviously when I was competing, I had so many injuries, and that's obviously not the best case for an athlete. But now I somehow use it as an advantage being a coach. And not only because now I know how to recover or what to do with this and that injury, but it's more about how to stay away from injuries, Like I know from my own experience what I did during that time, why I got hurt. And I pay I put a lot of time into that, making sure that athletes stay healthy, because otherwise you can be the best coach, you can do the best things, but if your athlete is hurt before the meet, they're obviously not competing, or they're competing bad because they're hurt. So it's like it's a really big thing when it comes to coaching, is making sure your athletes stay healthy. And that's why I said it's really hard to figure out how much you can push them. You have to find the limit and what's the best for them, how much they can take and recover from it and still come back healthy.
And was your back injury your worst injury?
By far, yeah, because if you know what spinal fusion is, it's not easy thing. That's my only that is my only surgery, to be honest. I did have a deviated septum, but that's just me being different, I guess. That has nothing to do with injuries. But yeah, that was my only surgery.
And how long did that surgery take you out for? Was it a whole season?
Well, I had my surgery in 2022, so I was already done. I was already done with decathlon by then.
But you still had the
Like I
mentality
said, the
of an athlete
reason
to come back.
the reason why I retired early, my back was already messed up, so I wasn't able to lift like I used to lift. So I started warming up sometimes. I was like, and there was a bunch of meets where I had to just stop because my back. So
Wow.
What does winter
I
training
had
look like for a decathlete?
So what?
What does the winter training look like for a decathlete?
Well, if you're a decathlete, you can still compete indoors as a heptathlete. You can do heptathlon.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So if I was competing for my university, we had heptathlon indoors. So you were not training, you were still competing pretty much. You were training, and obviously, if you're a decathlete, decathlon is your main event, but you still do heptathlon indoors.
Okay.
But that's not considered Olympic event, so it's like you still do it, but it's not the main thing.
Fair.
It's like 60 meters or 100 meters, 60 is like the side event, but 100 meters is the one you train for.
Yes. That's the real meat on the bone, that one.